Alright, what's up world? It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's vlog. Finally going to start things off with all of my top 5 players for each position headed towards the 2013 NFL Draft. Today I'm going to start things off with my top 5 quarterbacks. At number 5, I'm going to go with Ryan Nassib out of Syracuse. He's coming off his best season of his college football career, 26 touchdowns to just 10 interceptions. The reason why he did so well this year is because he was much more comfortable on the offense, and he was a great competitor and leader for the Orangemen. I like this kid a lot. He's a great competitive quarterback, and he actually has a pretty good passing ability. He can definitely put the ball in the air and put some air under that ball, especially in the deep ball, to give his receivers opportunities to make plays. Another thing that I like about this kid is that he sells the play action and screens pretty well as a quarterback. Now, a couple of things he needs to work on. His weaknesses: he is not very elusive and mobile. He needs to get that footwork and get together and understand that he's going to have to run around a lot and be a little bit more mobile to have more time to throw the football to create these big plays. Also, he relies a little bit too much on his arm, meaning when he throws the football, he doesn't really set his feet and uses his hips too much and his feet in throwing the football. Having a good having a good footwork, a good poised stance, and using that arm, that is what makes an effective throw when throwing the football. It's not just the arm. He does have decent arm strength, but he relies just a little bit too much on his arm. Now, at number 4, I'm going to go with Tyler Wilson out of Arkansas. I started having him at number 5, but I had to bump him up at number 4. Yes, he did have a down year, but he lost his head coach and Bobby Petrino, and because of all the off-the-field issues that Arkansas had, they had a lot of distractions, and which means that kind of affected Tyler Wilson's performance this season. But I still think he had a pretty good year, and I still think he is a good quarterback. He shows great ability to hit stationary targets. I think he has a decent arm overall, and he works well inside the pocket. He is a good, decent pocket passer. Now, one thing he needs to work on, just like Ryan has said, he needs to work on his footwork. He is sometimes uneven when throwing the football because of that, not uneven throwing the football, but uneven in his footwork, and his delivery sometimes takes way too long. He kind of winds the football, meaning his mechanics needs just a little bit more tweak. He kind of winds the football a little bit too long in throwing the football, and that could give the defenders, especially in the National Football League, and dealing with that speed, more opportunities and a better opportunity to sack the quarterback. Just need to tweak those just a little bit. At number 3, I'm gonna go with NC State quarterback Mike Glennon. Now, I think he has the ideal size to be an effective quarterback in the National Football League at 6'6", 232 pounds, and he uses that height well because he has the ability to scan the field a lot better than most quarterbacks. Because of that height, he's able to actually have good vision and understanding where his receivers will be open. I think he throws a pretty good spiral, and he has the ability to get rid of the football when he is draped by defenders, which means it shows that he has great arm strength, and I think he's a durable quarterback with good mental and physical toughness to play in the National Football League. Now, a couple things he needs to work on. He doesn't really handle pressure very well. He lacks poise. He's not a good poised quarterback. He needs to work on that a little bit. His mechanics, his footwork, he's not really a good footwork consistently. He sometimes does show good footwork, but he's not consistent with that, and he really needs to work on that, because like I said, he doesn't work too well under pressure. That would give defenders more opportunities to attack him and get in a couple of sacks, and he sometimes takes a little bit too long throwing the football. If he works on that footwork, maybe he can use that time to throw the football, but sometimes he takes too long throwing the football, and with the lack of the footwork, it will give defenders opportunity to sack him. I still think he's a good quarterback overall. 31 touchdowns to 17 interceptions as a senior for the Wolfpack. At number 2, I had a tough one with this one, but I'm going to go with Geno Smith out of West Virginia. I really like this kid a lot. He's coming off his best season, 42 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions. Now, because of him, I really thought the Mountaineers had an opportunity to make it to the national championship this season. But because of the terrible defense that he had, he lost a lot of games, but it was not his fault. Obviously, if you see 42 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, that pretty much says it all, and over 4,000 yards passing this season. I really think he has a quick delivery, a good quick delivery throwing the football. He's a good quarterback, and he can actually challenge defenders with his feet. He's decent running the football on the ground, a little bit underrated. I really think he could stretch the first downs a couple of times with his feet, and he's a very mentally tough kid, and he could definitely take a couple of hits, which he showed during his college football career. He took a couple of big hits, and he ended up bouncing his way back and getting ready for the next play. Tough quarterback. I like him a lot. Now, a couple of things that he needs to work on. He doesn't really have much experience starting to play under center. He's more of a spread offense. He used the spread offense system under our coach under Coach Dana at West Virginia, and I think he needs to work on getting more experience under center instead of being in the shotgun formation. Also, he needs to work on reading the blitz formations and understanding better awareness where blitz is coming from. He kind of lacked that a little bit at West Virginia, and sometimes when he throws the football, just like a couple other quarterbacks, he doesn't really set his feet well, and due to the fact that he does not do that well, he sometimes sails and floats the football in the air, giving defenders, especially in the secondary of defenses, opportunity to create turnovers. Now, he still just had 6 interceptions last season, but this is the National Football League. He needs to do a little bit better in setting his feet and throwing the football. I still think he's a great overall quarterback, and one thing I just mentioned, he used the spread offense at West Virginia, and that's why I had to put him at number 2. If he was using more of a pro-style offense as a Mountaineer, I would definitely have him at number 1, which means my number 1 guy, I'm going to go with USC's Matt Barkley. He used the pro-style offense under Lane Kiffin for the USC Trojans. Now, he is the most prolific passer in USC history, most passing yards and most TDs. He had 116 TDs and over 11,000 passing yardage. He has a lot of experience under the pro-style offense, and he is very accurate. He sets his foot very well, very mature, 3-time captain as a Trojan and a true leader. I really think he could be a good competitor and a great leader for any team and in the National Football League. Also, he shows the ability to elude defenders and move and slide his feet and even throw the football outside of the pocket. Now, a couple of things that concerns people is that he doesn't have the full ideal height of an NFL quarterback at 6'2", but I still think the size is good enough, 230 pounds. And he sometimes struggled with the deep ball, and he showed that a lot this season. Marquise Lee, his leading target, was the main reason why he did so well this year, and Marquise Lee made more plays more than Matt Barkley, making Matt Barkley look good. But Matt Barkley kind of underthrew a couple of deep balls and kind of was inaccurate with these deep balls, and Marquise Lee had to make big plays, in which he did. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to see where he will be in the 2014 NFL Draft. Also, he cannot run the football well. He's a good mobile quarterback. He can slide and elude defenders and go outside the pocket. But running the football, he might struggle stretching to get that first down. He just needs to increase that speed at runs of 4.9 40. But he still has his pro scouting chance to improve in that running ability and prove himself on his pro day. And he works decently under pressure, but the pressure is going to be a lot more in the National Football League, and I'm a little concerned in that because of the speed of these defensive linemen. But overall, he's a great quarterback. He throws the football pretty accurately. I like him a lot, and due to the fact that he played in the pro-style offense, I had to put Barkley over Geno Smith. So I have to go with Barkley at number 1. Now, I do have a sleeper for you guys at the quarterback position. I'm going to go with Miami, Ohio's Zach Dyser. He's a good quarterback. Reminds a lot of people, including myself, of Ben Roethlisberger, an alumni of the Red Hawks. He's a good quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think that Dyser has the mechanics and the tools to become a good NFL quarterback. He's a good cheerleader for that team. I do like his leadership a lot. Now, he lacks a little bit of poise, but he can get that together, just tweak that a little bit, and I think he can sleep his way, become a good mid-round selection for this year's NFL Draft. I really like him a lot, so I'm going to have to call him as my sleeper at the quarterback position. Now, there was a big trade. There was a big news yesterday. Ryan Fitzpatrick of the Buffalo Bills was just recently released. So the Buffalo Bills is definitely going to be looking at getting a quarterback with their first selection. I believe that they picked 8 overall. They could either go with Barkley or Geno Smith, or anything can happen during this free agency. But overall, for the quarterback, we have a little bit of good talent, but not top 10 quality talent for this year's NFL draft. But a couple of teams within the top 10 do need a quarterback desperately. Arizona, and I just mentioned both Buffalo. Now, anything can happen, and I'll keep you guys updated with the latest news for this year's NFL draft. Now, the next time I catch you guys is on Friday to give you my top 5 running backs. Thank you for watching today's vlog. I'm your man.